I'm the one who go and approach him and ask him, what is your name, brother? He said, my name is Aaron. Enthusiasm throughout the day. Those people who do not give him a good feedback to connect with people. And then the next thing that the way how you describe it, the way how you connect it, if you don't try it, bro, I'm telling you, you will regret for your life. Well, the way you, and you know, mamma mia. You can make people taste it and feel it. You remember the A-E-E? Accept us, accept our idea. Knowing your product, but you do not know, and a promoter come and approach. Ticket just to do the recording. Nobody know them in front of the camera. I will be more famous than him, but the one who behind the camera is them. He might not be able to give workshop, but he's reaping the reward of doing that. Alhamdulillah. This is the spirit that we need to have in ourselves, that look at ourselves, what we can contribute, inshallah. Now, okay, MLM. So they will introduce you to the upline. When they introduce you to the upline, what they're going to do? They're going to talk about very good about their upline. You know, my upline last time, he is just like this, like this, like this. And then you know what? In a short span of time, he developed his business, and then now he's so successful, you know, that he no longer really have to work, blah, 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 blah. to build the credibility of the people, of someone, to have more trust. So, your friend will be able to trust your upline easier. He no longer have to establish himself. It will be different if you introduce your friend to me, and then you ask me to introduce myself. Yeah, maybe Brother Firdaus can introduce himself. If I were to talk about my own credential, as they say in English, self-praise is not a praise. So rather than you praise yourself, ask someone to praise you in your absence. Ask someone to talk about your credential, to build the trust to your prospect. Next, confident. We must always appear confident, smile, humble, helpful. People don't like a person who are very arrogant. Yes, you might admire them, but the moment you have a one-to-one connections with them, and you realize that that person is arrogant, you lost interest in talking to him, disconnected. Always being humble. Try to use words which is not too provocative or too aggressive in nature. Like for example, you want to make a point. You know that this point is correct, but regardless of how confident you are about the point that you want to make, don't always say, I know better than you. No. But try to use, I have read somewhere, I've heard somewhere. Please correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Always stand to be corrected. When you tell them, I heard and I read something about this thing here, blah, 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 blah. Am I right? Or am I wrong? If I'm wrong, please correct me. People will like you more by you saying so, rather than you are telling them, because now you are asking for an opinion. You are asking them to observe you, rather than you are telling them straight to their face that this is what the fact is and you must accept it. Using a software, be more humble, smile, confident. May I suggest to you, rather than you guys must do this. Which is better? Give suggestion. Don't try to force people to accept it. Fudayl ibn Iyad rahimahullah, he say that when we are giving advice to anyone, do not force them to follow our advice. Do not force them. You know why? Beautiful. He said, because if I am wrong in my advice, I am forcing him to follow a wrong advice. If I were to say, suggest to you, may I suggest to you to do this, if you choose to do it, and there is something wrong with that things, can you blame me? Can you blame me? No, I'm just suggesting to you. The one who wants to follow it is you. So, always use the kind of words or sentences which is always humble. Okay? Giving them option. Inshallah, we're going for another 10 minutes, 5 minutes, we're going to break. Okay? Helpful. Try to help as much as possible. As how the Prophet ﷺ, he's always remained helpful. I think, is it because of the lighting, so therefore it's a bit sleepy? I think switch on, right?
Yes.
Yeah? I can see that some of you, the eyes is tired. Because you cannot see me clearly. Oh yes. The Islam is here now. Just now we are in darkness. Now look better, you guys. Because just now I can. As much as you want to hold on to it, it's like. It's okay. Whatever I'm sharing here, if you cannot see it here, you can base on the notes as well. I hope that when you guys go back, when you look at the point form, you can recall what I'm saying today. Yeah, because the notes is there, it's important. Connecting with people at all levels. Okay? I will be sharing with you the step-by-step, inshallah, how to connect one-on-one. See this? Connecting begins when the other person feel valued, feel appreciated. How about this? Bilal ibn Rabah radiallahu an. Before the Prophet ﷺ began his prophethood, it is not only his physical are being crushed, but his soul, his spirit is being crushed too. But how can, out of sudden, that he becomes so brave that he dared to speak up and stand up against Umayyah ibn Khalaf? A man that owned him since young, a man who used to torture him since young. How? Because the Prophet ﷺ make Bilal believe and feel that he is being valued, he is being appreciated. So therefore, he dared to stand up for himself. Right? The value that Islam have given to Bilal, he knew that despite either you are black, you are white, you are red, you are yellow, you are nobody except you have taqwa, except you have righteousness. So he believed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give izzah to us, the self-belief, the confidence to us through Islam. So that's why we're able to stand up to the world. We're able, yes, despite, this is the, people say this is the worst time to become a Muslim. Because of the backlash, because of the attack to Islam and Muslim. But it's fine. But why all of you still remain as a Muslim in the first place? Why? I'm not questioning that you are Muslim or not, but I'm asking about why do you still remain as a Muslim despite being attacked from all fronts? Conviction. Because you know that the value that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given to you is strong enough to make you remain as it is. The root is strong. You know the value it is. You know that how can this value change other people. So you remain firm and you hope that other people will adopt this value as well. Because you know that this value is not from you. This value is from the Creator Himself. So it's a value that you have to create. Anyone of you know the story of Frederick Douglass? Frederick Douglass, he is a black slave in America. Okay? He's a black slave in America. He's being tortured day and night. And you know, in America, they do not abolish their slavery until 20th century. It's still there, even up until today. Right? Now. And you know, the black are not allowed to go to the same bars, to the same bar, to the same place that the white are going. You know, the Ku Klux Klans, everything. The white supremacy. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about Frederick Douglass. So, one day, it's not that one day out of sudden he find out, but he get the strength that, you know, he is being crushed physically, but he never allowed his spiritual to be crushed because he know that what he had, he have the value, the self-esteem that he have. The self-esteem. So one fine day, when his master want to beat him up, he hold his master and stop his master from beat him up. At the end of the day, he beat his master up. And then his master sent him to another guy who is being well known of torturing slave. And he's being tortured there for 6 months and he almost gave up. At the end of the day, he regained again his self-esteem and he fight back the guy who tortured him. At the end of the day, he became a senator. And he managed to bring the abolishment of black in America. And we will be humiliated against outside of Islam. You tell them how good they are. Islam always gives hope to people when they think there's no hope. We don't close the door to people. So don't close the door to other people. Always make them feel value. You yourself have to believe in the message that you carry. If you do not believe in the message that you're going to send out to people, share with people, you will not be able to transmit that kind of enthusiasm to them in order for them to change. You must have the same enthusiasm. Yes, sister.
What about if you sense or develop the sense over the years of pessimism that no matter what you say, people are unlikely to change?
Now, the sense of being pessimist is that they're unlikely to change despite how many things you have said, how long you have tell them. To answer that, I'll just give you a simple analogy. The candle can do nothing to the space, to the wall around him, except that he's lightened up himself and tried to brighten up the entire room. You get what I mean? The more we try to talk to the person, if he refuses to change, we know for the fact that we cannot do anything to other people. We cannot change others until they themselves willing to change. Just like a candle, the candle cannot ask the wall to be lighted up except that he lighted up himself. Sometimes the candle is that, again, burn, but don't be like a candle. Because the candle, in order to light up others, they burn themselves. We should not burn ourselves in order for that. But sometimes if you need to, in order to lighten up few other candles, to burn yourself, that was it. The value is there. I hope it's not too philosophical, but what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we focus too much on changing the person. No. Don't change the person. Sometimes maybe change our approach, change the way how we deliver the message. Sometimes the person do not want to change because of, not because of the message that we send to them, but maybe because of the way we send it to them. We talk to them. Yes, brother.
You guys also pray for them if you really
Yes,
care.
pray for them. Yes, pray for them too.
Ultimately,
Never stop praying. Never stop praying. Never stop approaching. How long? The Prophet ﷺ do dawah to Abu Sufyan, to Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahal, until Fatu Makkah. The people who used to try to kill him. But the Prophet never stopped praying for them, and the Prophet ﷺ never stopped doing da'wah to them. But it seems like all is lost because I don't think this guy will change. But the moment we start to think that way, we are not underestimating ourselves. We have just underestimated the ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to change someone. Always remain positive. Remember, fazakir innama anta muzakir lasta alaihim bimusaitir. Warn, go out and warn. You have no control over them. Do not allow what you can control. Oh no. Do not allow what you can't control to control the things that you can control. Like in marriage, okay? We're talking about communication. Marriage, yeah? One of my favorite topics too. Like marriage. Why marriage fail? Why people divorce? Most of the time. You just I conducted few. This is just an experience. Some of you might aware about it. When you get the husband and wife sit in front of you, they might be arguing. You know, my husband is bad, my wife is bad, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Shh. Cool down. Anyone. You ask anyone. Okay, you as a husband, I ask you first. Normally it's ladies first. Now, men first. Brother, I want to ask you. The woman next to you, your wife, in terms of what is wajib, in terms of your right as a husband, that is wajib. Wajib, I'm talking about fard. Did she fulfill and did she do every single thing that is wajib as a wife? The man say, yes. Islamically, based on things which is wajib, is she a good wife? If a Muslim who pray 5 times a day, fast in the month of Ramadan, pay zakat, and do hajj when he or she have the mean, if he a good Muslim, basically, he do not pray tahajjud, nothing. He's a good Muslim? Yes. So if this husband is telling me that this wife, he do every single thing which is wajib, is he a good wife? Is she a good wife? Good. So now next go to the mom, to the wife. Is your husband give all the rights that you entitled to as a wife, that he do every single thing which is wajib as a husband? Yes. Islamically, is he a good husband? Yes. So why are you guys arguing? Because, you know, I want this. Okay, now you're talking about want, you're not talking about needs now. You're talking about expectation, you are not talking about basic necessity. Which means both of you have problem, not because you have problem in terms of the fardu, the fard that Islam commands you to have, but you have problem when it comes to your own desire. So why you want to change your husband? Why you want to change your wife? If your wife or your husband is like that before you get married, why get married to him in the first place? The only thing that you can change is not your husband, it's not your wife. The only thing you can change is yourself. So change yourself, because you can change. You can control it. I cannot change you. I cannot force you to apply every single thing that I teach, that I share. So if I realize that some of you might, lack of attention and so on and so forth, I cannot force you by saying, you have to pay attention to me. Yes, you might just sit there, you might be just looking at me, but you are just wandering away. But the only things that I can do is that I change my approach, I change my tone, I change the way I deliver in the hope that you will be able to be more focused now. As simple as that. Try to always focus on ourselves always. Don't try to change others. Try to improve on ourselves. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Some people have developed the kind of mind, what we call as the pessimistic mind, or in psychology they call it as the fixed mind, the fixed mindset. Fixed mindset people always blame others people. They do not want to change. They allow a failure to define who they are. They just allow one single failure to define their entire life.
No, that wasn't what I meant. What I meant was to initiate a Dawah in your head. You first got to have this belief on the human mind that they're inherently able to have some openness about what you're describing. In the current atmosphere, the way the Muslims are portrayed in the media, it is very difficult at least I find it difficult to openly talk about it without having the pessimism. But there isn't even a channel open at the moment where I can see that what my conversation will have impact. But you're quite right, obviously, you've got to the thing that you said about God expects change, so we should be able to hold on to it.
Very good question, sister, which I have answered a bit as well. But I will give you some idea later when I come to the initiation part. How to initiate the dialogue, even for people who are pessimistic, even for people who do not want to talk about. How can you convey a message to them that they don't want to listen and they are not interested to ask you a question? Remember, Surah Al-Mulk, chapter 67, verse number 8 to 10, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to us about those people who are the inhabitants of the hellfire. What is their characteristic? There are two. You cannot lack of these two. If you have one, without another one, it will not be useful to you. The angel talked to the inhabitants of the hellfire. Didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send you a messenger? And they answer, yes. And then when they go back to one another, they say, how good if in the world we listen and we ponder upon it. Isn't it this is today our problem, in which people refuse to listen to us? Even they listen to us, they are not pondering about it. But the worst of them are those people who refuse to listen and refuse to think. So therefore they end up there. I don't want to listen to you. Done. Gone case. They have already made a conclusion out of everything. But our job is to continue to try to do every single thing possible.
For example, it says, just open the Bible. But the majority of the people today, it's not about the religion, it's about the politics. So if you don't have the background of if you don't know what's going on, if you don't have the basic Islamic thing, but you see what the media is happening, you can't say that is the religion. So how do you...
The brother asked a very good question. Okay, he's talking about, the political situations, because today people are not really concerned about the religion status. They are more concerned about the political situations. If you do not have information or knowledge about politics, it's very difficult to talk to them. I will prove to you, you don't need to be a professor, you don't need to have a deep knowledge about politics in order for you to do da'wah. Because my da'wah is udu'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. Because one of the don't that I would ask you not to involve at all in da'wah is that go into the topic of politics. Because for me, politics is a topic that is like a quicksand.
They throw.
No, they throw, I don't care. As I say, regardless of how you throw me, until I have the information, I will share with you with gentleness, with kindness. That's it. I'm not trying to influence you. I will not try to change you. If you have already decided to hate me, I will not try to change your perspective on me. But I can choose how I respond to you by giving you a better response, a gentle response, with kindness, with love, with care. Not for you, for people who are going to observe me. Now you can scold me. Now you can insult me with vulgar words. But if I were to reply to you, is that, brother, it's okay. Don't get so angry, brother. Those people who might be on your side now, they might change to be on my side based on the way how I respond to you.
This is what I mean is that one, it's not in public. For example, in the private.
Yes, what I mean is that, if they throw me, why do I get agitated for that? Why? I should feel sorry for him. If I were to fight back, the next time I'm going to meet you, you're going to throw me again. It will never ending story. It's never ending. Okay? Hatred breed hatred.
I think what brother means is that in a private conversation, when somebody say, for example, about...
I will come to that. The initial part, the how to handle all this situation. That's why all these communications is coming into the pictures. How to handle that, yeah, brother?
I think the principle you're highlighting here, connecting, is very important here, especially in this context, because people see Muslims as enemies or terrorists or other things. So it's all the more important for us to connect with the people we are with. So connect with people who are in your workplace, you know, just maybe hang out with them. You don't have to drink or, you know, get involved in that kind of activities if they're doing it, but making friends with them is okay.
Yeah.
So make friends with them, just communicate with them, just make them realize that you're like a regular person.
Yeah.
And, you know, just get involved with society around you.
Yeah, exactly.
And once they know you properly, they're more receptive to what
Yeah.
you're going to say.
Brother?
Yes, just going back to his point, I think sometimes you don't have to have you don't have to know a lot about politics. So if you know what's happening in the society that you actually live in, but listen to a person who's throwing a lot of things at you, you think that you should actually listen, and also responding back to the comparison of two things. So if they say to you, this is what's been happening, then you give them exactly the same example. It happened to me a lot in my workplace, and people actually, at the end of the conversation, they kind of tend to agree with you, or next time they come back to you, they will be more open to actually listen to you. So
Yeah.
I think the first thing is listen.
Yes.
But I think this boils back down to being, as individuals, as Muslims, being the best of character, what you said before. Because what they see on TV and see how you are as an individual, they'll see the discrepancy there. So that will entice them into asking some valid questions.
I will share with you slowly along the way, inshallah. Of course, all of you is asking a very relevant questions. You show a very, relevant concern, which is good. Which means that you guys are participating, you guys are paying attention, rather than I do not know what is going on. And this is good, okay? But trust me, not to trust me in the sense that you must trust me now, okay? But what I say, trust me, in the sense that let's go through the entire process and you will see that what we are trying to do, as what I say in the beginning of the workshop, is to create value in us and to create value in the message that we want to deliver. Just give you one last example before we go for a 5-minute break. To wrap up every single thing that we have talked about just now. The concern that has been voiced. One time, the Prophet ﷺ, he was approached by Abu Jahl, right in front of Abu Talib. And he asked the Prophet ﷺ, this is the time in Mecca. Is your religion better, or the religion of our forefather is better? What do you think that the Prophet ﷺ answered? Remember, he is the Prophet of Allah. What answer that the Prophet ﷺ gave to Abu Jahl? Make a guess. The religion of Abraham?
The religion of Allah is better.
You will be surprised. The Prophet ﷺ didn't answer at all. You know why? So are you going to, putting this into perspective, is the Prophet ﷺ ashamed of being a Muslim? Is the Prophet ﷺ are not confident about the truth of Islam? Then why he is not answering?
He knows who the prospect is.
He knows who the prospect is, and he knows what to talk, when to talk, and how to talk. Not every single time that people ask you a question that you must address that question immediately, because some questions are meant to be to trap you. Not that you don't have the izah, but this is what we call as wisdom. Hudaybiyah, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. A Muslim, a non-Muslim who become a Muslim, you should return them back to us. But a Muslim who apostate, who leave Islam, you should also allow them to come back to us. Does it sound make sense to you? But did the Prophet ﷺ sign the treaty? Yes. And until Umar ibn Khattab is so furious with the Prophet ﷺ. How can you sign this, Ya Rasulullah? But at the end of the day, because of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, we get more people to become Muslim, because the Prophet ﷺ knows that when the time of peace and tranquility, when the time of peace, that is the best time that you can do da'wah, that there's no war, you can focus on doing da'wah, on improving the Muslim characters and improving your message, and to get more people to embrace Islam, because Islam was never spread by war. The Prophet ﷺ, he's taking the principle of let a small loss take place to prevent a greater loss. Not that because we don't believe Islam is the truth, but sometimes we must know when to apply and how to apply. You get what I mean? Yes. So not every time that we must address to any sensitive issues. We cannot say that the scholar, I think this scholar, he is afraid. He is the scholars of the dunya. Because he don't dare to speak up. Sometimes it's about wisdom. Do you need to talk about this now? Do you really need to address this thing now? Do you need to talk to people about Tawheed when these people is dying here? No. Help them. If they are in starvation, help them. Give them food first. Talk about Islam later. You must know when and how. The Prophet ﷺ knows da'wah better than any one of us, including the one who was speaking now. But we have to follow his way, but we must know how to apply and when to apply. Hope this will clarify the entire situation just now about the concern, which I really appreciate, inshallah. So brother and sister, we'll break for 5 minutes, inshallah, and then we will come back, and then we will continue with the next session. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can I have your attention, please? We will be giving out some feedback form for you to fill in. We would love to hear your feedback and also to improve for future courses. So inshallah, if you can fill it now and then give it before we start again. Maybe quick 5 minutes. There's a new Muslim river back there. I just want to show them what's available.
Okay, boleh, boleh. Oh, ni baru punya.
Daripada Sydney ni.
Okay, boleh, boleh. Silakan. Silakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Just before we start again, I just want to show you what's available for the new Muslim revert. So sometimes when you hear the Shahada or you know a new Muslim friend that maybe need a bag or a book, I want to show you what's available from Sydney that we got available. So it comes in a box. I'll show you the box first. So it comes in a box like this, and then inside there's a few books. There's a few books here, and then you can show the new Muslim guidebook. The new Muslim guidebook, and there's also USB with files like Quran recitation, brief illustrated guide to understanding Islam, list of Islamic centers in Australia, that's good. The pillars of faith, and also useful websites for the new Muslim. It comes in a bag like this also, so it looks good. So we've only got 2 now, but we've got contact in Sydney that we can ask for more. So just to say that this is available for you if you know someone that you can ask for.
Okay, bismillah, alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We have another 1.5 hours to go. 1.5 hours to go. And we have a lot to cover, a lot to catch up. I'm afraid if I were to make a request, you guys will run away now. You know, I'm available until tomorrow morning, right? If I were to say to extend until 5, 6 o'clock, everyone will run away. But it's okay. We cover as much as we can, because most of it will be there in the note. Of course, some of it will not, there's no explanation. Of course, you need explanation. But I'm rather focused on the quality than the quantity itself. I'm rather to focus politics. They say about this, they saw some discrepancy between what they watch on the TV and what they look at us, when they look at us. The discrepancy. Listen. Listening is better when it comes to conversation. Because listening, you will be able to understand better. You understand their concern. You understand where they are coming from. If that person keep on talking about politics, no need to refute. The principle is when people is talking, don't interject. Let them talk. Let them finish up. Let them lash out every single thing. The more we heard that they say politics, so we understand that where they are coming from. They built their perceptions about Islam based on political scenario. And then from there, we start to plan the way how we want to clear their misconception from the political point of view. You can only do so when you listen. You cannot do so if you keep on trying to refute them. Okay? Any single issue. See what their value is. If their value is talking about, you know, the women are being oppressed, try to understand why they say so. Where they are coming from. Is it because they think that women are really being oppressed? Or this is just something what we call as parroting? Parroting means that whatever the other people say, they'll just continue to repeat it. So, listen first, try to understand their value. Find out, okay, like for example, in Uganda, when we are giving a workshop, out of sudden, there are some participants who, how do you feel if you are the speaker? Is it irritating? And then they keep on. Of course, I get irritated, but I cannot get angry yet until I find out why he do so. So I stop and I ask, brother, I acknowledge that. It's quite interesting, quite beautiful, the voice that you make just now. Why? Is there any significance? I try to understand. When we ask certain things to clarify something, do not make accusation, do not make statement. Ask question to clarify, to get answer. Then he say, you know what? Over here in Uganda, when we appreciate something amazing, you know, Islamically we say Allahu Akbar, we say takbir, right? But now you are teaching, I cannot suddenly say takbir. It will interrupt your class. So what I do was, I will just, that to show my appreciation for what you do, for what you say, for what you have just presented. Okay. So I say, now, if we are using the Western value, do you think that is, no manners, right? Bad manners, right? Someone is talking and you're making the kind of sound. But when you understand their value, will you appreciate that? Yes. So I say, okay, please do it more. You try to adapt to it. You will not get angry. So sometimes we have to understand. They get angry with us as a Muslim, not because they hate us as a Muslim, not because they really understand who we are as a Muslim. They hate us because there are some perceptions being built in their mind. They are coming from a different value. Again, how many of you who are a revert, that before become a Muslim, you have a different point of view about Islam? And at the end of the day, you are Muslim today because you get more information about the true view of Islam. It changed, right? Yes. So kindness, gentleness is always very important. I know this Chinese guy sounds a bit different, that other people might keep on talking about comparative religion, refuting, which is very good, fantastic, that you need to learn as well. But my experience tell me that we need to soften down. We need to soft down. Relax. Okay? Don't go for aggressive. If you go for aggressive, people will continue to hate you. You give them more reason to hate you. If you're being kind to someone, they have no more excuse, regardless of how they tell other people, you know, those Muslims are bad. How bad they could be. You know, those Muslims are the ones who helped me to change my tire. Those Muslims are the ones who helped me to clean my house. Those Muslims are the people who are very kind to me. Those Muslims are the ones who helped me to carry my shopping bag. How bad they could be.
Well, if for example, in one particular community that have been labeled into that they're really bad in reputation, and then they're not really bad, but whenever you see them, but I just want to share the story. It's happened. A man came to the masjid and he said that I want to speak to Muhammad. So like that, like he was wearing a short and thick. So the brothers were standing there and they looked at him, and so they have sort of suspicions, like when the people look at them and they're straight, they're back, like they swear and they say, why look at me like that, you know, what do you think I am? Like, and the people they're straight attack to him. And so he says, no, I came here to speak to Muhammad. I need to find the Muhammad. He said, who's the Muhammad? So I just want to see I saw the Muhammad. He was here, so I want to speak to Muhammad. Just tell us the Muhammad. And they start fighting with him. So 3 days later, he came back, and he's saying the same thing. The guy says, I want to speak to Muhammad. But which Muhammad? No one knows. And then we sat with him and talked to him after take him outside. He was so angry, and he says, no, he starts swearing about religion and things. So we discovered later, and he says he's actually looking, he heard about the Prophet Muhammad. He wants to speak about this, the good Muhammad they're talking about, like.
That's why sometimes it's about, you have to listen which value they're coming from. Don't judge someone based on who they are now, because you do not know what they have went through in their life. When they say, well, I want to talk to Muhammad. Oh, this guy must hate Muhammad, our prophet? Or does this guy, like this brother say, that actually he wants to know, he wants to talk to Prophet Muhammad because he heard so much about good things about Prophet Muhammad. Different value, different perspective. So be a good listener, because I know in the Western world, I know there's a value which I appreciate as well. But again, when I look back into the way of the Prophet ﷺ, you will never come across a hadith. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm applying that to you. Yeah? I never come across any hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ said, in a way that when someone is talking or insulting him, that he will stop them or interject. I never found that kind of hadith. Do you guys read that kind of hadith? Come across that kind of hadith? What does it mean? What does it mean?
We don't know our religion very
that our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ always respect others people regardless of what they say, how much they insult him. And yet today we say we want to defend the Prophet, but yet we don't allow people to talk, and yet we try to go against, doing something against the sunnah of the Prophet by keep on interjecting what other people are trying to say. So whose sunnah are we following? So always go back to it. You will see the Prophet is the best of example for us to follow. Just follow him. You will never go wrong, inshallah. You will never go wrong. Okay?
Can I share one little story?
One little story. How long? 5 minutes? Less than that. Your father will give me 4 and 55 seconds. Sorry.
So I heard this from a sister, like she was in a market, and a lady approached her and said that you Muslims hate us. And she said, no, we don't hate us. We don't hate you. And then she told her a story about the Prophet Muhammad, that there was a lady who was unable to hold her luggage and stuff, and she was moving somewhere. So Prophet went with her and hold up the luggage and dropped where she wanted that to be dropped. And that lady said, you are such a good young man, and I don't have any money to pay you, but I can give you one good advice. There's a name in Makkah whose name is Muhammad. Just be aware of him. He is claiming that he's the Prophet of God. So, and then she asked that, what's your name? He said, my name is Muhammad. So rather than stopping her and debating with her, he just...
Okay, good. Thank you so much for the sharing. I'm aware about this story, okay? Despite I know where he's going to, but I still let him finish it, okay? Following the sunnah of the Prophet. Okay? But just a clarification, that story is a fabricated story. It's a beautiful story about our beloved Prophet Muhammad, how he dealt with the people, helped them in the market. You know, they talk bad about him because they do not know who is Prophet Muhammad, but they keep on talking bad about the Prophet ﷺ. Okay? That is a fabricated story, which is never found in any book of hadith. Okay? Because at the end of the day, there's multiple stories as such, but we have to be very careful about narrating. But it's okay. It's okay. We know that we learn. I also learn through times. Inshallah, we make mistakes sometimes. But when people make mistake, read a book where how Prophet corrects mistake. Okay? How the Prophet ﷺ correct others people's mistake. There is a book on this. Look at it, read it, understand, and practice it. Don't immediately jump to conclusion. Nauzubillah, brother, you never read the hadith where the Prophet say, if you lie in the name of Prophet, you will book your place in the hellfire. You want to go to hell? No. Be kind, gentle, relax. Okay, there are times you have to be aggressive. There are times, but it's an exception. It's not a general rule. Always remember that. Okay, we continue. Okay, find out why they value this thing by asking questions like I say just now. Ask them why you do it. With a smile, with humbleness. Don't be, why are you doing that? It's irritating, you know. You already make a statement, you already make a judgment, but You are making it in such a way that you will offend them. And they will know, they won't have an interest to come and share with you why they do it. Because they know that they just offended you and they feel guilty. First and foremost, don't make people feel guilty by doing something that they value so much. This is their value. Any value which is not against Quran and Sunnah, let them do it. We have to get used to it. Share your own value that are similar to theirs. Build your relationship to this common value. Mirroring. Commonality. In a group, try to avoid as much as possible doing da'wah in a group. Talking to a group of non-Muslim, 3-4 people, 3-4 friends, try to avoid that. Reason being is that 1 or 2 might have interest, learning and knowing more. But another 1 or 2 which might have a negative ideas about Islam, they will keep on interjecting, keep on interrupting, and keep on giving wrong perceptions about Islam that these 2% do not have before. And you will not be able to focus and handle every single one of them. So the max, for all of us, I would suggest, again, I'm using that to you guys also, because I have to practice what I learn. So I suggest, start with doing da'wah one-on-one. Don't try to go 2. No. 1-on-1. Easier communication. You will know that either that person is paying attention to you or not. You can read it later, this one inshallah, because I want you guys to focus on that. I can share every single thing, but let's start one step at a time. In an audience, this is for public speaking. Okay? Now, connecting goes beyond words. Now, 2 manager in a fast food restaurant is asking 10 of the same staff doing the same thing. But they are not responding to the first one, but they are responding to the second one. Why? 2 manager in the same fast food restaurant is instructing 10 same staff from the same restaurant doing the same thing. But why they are responding to the first one, not the second one? Why the difference of reactions?
By example?
Maybe one of them was bossy and rude, and the other one was being kind.
Maybe one of them are bossy and rude, another one is kind. So that, yeah? What else? What else?
It might be, well, it looks like there's a hierarchy, and the one who spoke first, he set the rules, and now if the second one comes in, and then he changes them, then that's going to show some sort of discrepancies there, and meaning there's no real cooperation.
No, there are few reasons. This is where we are coming into the non-verbal as well. What we say accounts for only 7%. Our body language constitutes 55%. And the way we say certain things constitute 38%. What is the most powerful three words in the world? I. Okay.
I'm awesome.
Are you good? You're good? Come. What's your name, bro? Ahmed. MashaAllah. Ahmed. Please say I love you in a way to show that you are angry.
I love you.
Kind with so much of love and affections.
I love you.
Okay? It's like, no, not interested.
I love you.
Now, there's 3, he's saying the same words. He's saying the same words. Which one do you like the most? Okay, again. Start with the first one just now.
I love you.
Number 2?
I love you.
No, not like this. I love you.
I love you.
Okay. The third one?
Love you.
Okay, which one do you like the most? Number 1, 2, or 3? Number 2. Why number 2 and not number 1 and 3? Now he's saying the same words. Okay, he's saying the same thing. But the way he say it, and plus the last time that he say I love you, with that's the thing that he didn't do in the first place. Okay, with all those things, right? Now, the way he say and how he say and his body language make you feel that he's adorable. MashaAllah. You are like the same word. The first time he said, I love you, you don't feel love at all. Right? Why you don't feel love?
Body like this.
His body language and his intonation in saying that things. And the third one, he seems like not interested. He's being forced to say, I love you. As simple as that. So you can see the effect of our intonations, of the reaction. Thank you, Jazakallah khair. Is that sometimes a boss can ask someone to do, you, do this. Compared to another same boss, a different boss, same level, same seniority, by asking, hi sister, do you mind if you to help me to do this? Now which one do you like the most? Does the boss have the right to command, to instruct you to do something? Yes. Is he wrong? No, he's not wrong by asking you to do that thing. But the way he asks you to do the thing, you will still do it, but you will do it in a way that is very reluctant. Compared to the first one that, sister, do you mind to do that things? You will feel like you appreciate his value. He's doing something. So that's why the reaction, the connections. Like the brother says, it's true as well. Someone who gives the first instruction, the staff is listening to him because he have built the connection with them. But this second manager who came in, he no longer built the relationship, but he just know that he have the authority, and he just give the command without building the relationship with them. And you will always see that people that you have connection and the people that you have relationship with, they are those people, they're always willing to do almost every single thing just for you.
Even if you don't have a relationship with them, it's the way you deliver it. So you deliver it to.
But when you have relationship, yeah, no. But if you, I agree. But if you have the relationship, it will become better. You build the relationship. You will become better. Look at the Prophet ﷺ. Why the companion radiallahu anhum willing to sacrifice every single thing they have in their life for him? Their relationship. You know, in the Battle of Uhud, one of the Sahabiya, his father and his children participate in Battle of Uhud. And then the companion radiallahu anhum came back to Medina and informed her. Of course, she went as well, and then she was injured, and then when she wake up, you know the first thing that she asked, how was Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The companion say, oh sister, your father has been killed in the Battle of Uhud. You know what she say? No, I'm asking you about how is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the companion say, sister, your son has been killed too in Battle of Uhud. No, I'm asking you about how is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the companion answer her by saying, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is injured, but he is safe. And the next word that she say, Alhamdulillah, that is sufficient. Now, we are talking about what kind of relationship here? Love. How can you develop that kind of love? The thing is that how can you make your prospect to love you, despite they might not know? Love can be brotherly love and some other love, but what I'm talking about, how can you make the person love you, looking at you, talking to you? Show respect to people. If you do not know how to respect people, people will not respect you. You must build the value in yourself. If you want people to follow you, do not follow you because you have the authority. Follow you because you can influence them, you can help them, you respect them, you make them feel value to you. As simple as that. Why the companion radiallahu anhum, they're willing to sacrifice money for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're willing to sacrifice their own life to protect the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the Battle of Uhud, when Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu anhu would like to kill the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Abu Ubaidah Amir ibn Abi Jarrah, he protected the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam with his own body. And how many companion radiallahu anhum died? Because of what? The relationship they have with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They feel value. They know who is this man. The same thing. Who are you to your prospect? Who are you to your friends? Who are you to your colleague? If you keep on telling Islam is good, but if you don't create the value of Islam in your life, then they will just say, talking Muslim everywhere, practice Muslim very rare. Create the value, the relationship that you have with them. Be a good friend. They are Muslim or non-Muslim, they are Jews or disbeliever. Who cares? They might hate Islam, but I don't hate you. I will pity you. I will still love you. This is what I say to my friends too. When they know that I'm doing what I'm doing now, they say, you keep on talking about Islam. I say, regardless of how much you guys hate me, it's okay. I will not hate you guys. I will continue to love you guys because I'm doing this because I love you guys, not because I hate you. Doing da'wah is out of love, not out of hatred. If you build your da'wah upon hatred, you know what will happen? Your da'wah will always breed hatred. You will see those people who follow you will always keep on aggressive toward those who do not have the same belief, have the same ideology with you, and at the end of the day, you will never have a peace of mind. Create that relationship. If your relationship with Allah is good, you hope Allah to be good with you, then be good to other people as well. Okay. Human motivation. Towards to something, away from something. This is what the sister is talking about just now. Now, give you a simple ideas. How many of us who pray Zohor? How many of us who pray... No, I don't have to raise your hand. I know all of you pray. Alhamdulillah. Okay. How many of you who pray Zohor because that you want to go to Jannah? Wait. And how many of you pray Zohor with the main motivation is that you want to stay away from hellfire? Now, let me ask. Who prays Zohor with the motivation of... Because he's being driven with the motivations of want to go to Jannah? Okay, good, good. How many of you who pray out of fear and want to stay away from hellfire? Okay, fine. All of you are correct. This is to show what? People are being motivated in a different way. Do you realize sometimes if you... I'm talking about our real life. If you ask your children to do something, you say you give them money. I give you something if you do this. They might not do it. But if your children, if you give them, telling them, if you don't do this, I will take away these PlayStations of yours. They will go and do it? They do it because they love to do it, or because they're afraid their priority, their privilege will be taken away? Is the fear there? The fear factors is there. So, this is our motivation. Now, of course, alhamdulillah, Perth, you don't have the traffic jam like we have in Kuala Lumpur. But if let's say we're talking about wake up every single day to go to work, what is your motivation? Number one, because you want more money, or number two, because you're afraid you don't have enough money? Of course, for those of you who already have money, you will want more money. But for those of you who live from hand to mouth, what is the motivation? Because you are afraid that you don't have money. So this is the motivation. That's why when it comes to approach, we always have to focus on, don't only talking about hellfire, but also talking about Jannah as well. The mercy of Allah, the love and the fear to Allah should establish. One time, there's one sheikh, he's giving a public lectures, and then during Q&A session, there's one non-Muslim student ask a question. Yeah, sheikh, just want to ask you, if a non-Muslim who do not believe in Islam, after he die, where he will go? The sheikh just answer, he will go to Finar, hellfire. Other Muslim student was like, astaghfirullah, sheikh. Please be more diplomatic, ya sheikh. You know, this is a non-Muslim. Please explain, you know, in Surah Isra chapter 17, 15, blah, 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 blah. No, the sheikh just stand firm with his answer of hellfire. After the talk, the same student went and approached him again and say, I just want to clarify. If a non-Muslim who know about Islam, and yet he or she rejected Islam, you are telling me that he or she will still end up in hellfire? You know what the sheikh still answer? He still remains firm with the same answer, yes. And then that student who asked the question, she say, I don't want to go to hell. Tell me, how can I be a Muslim? Some people, they become Muslim not because they want to go to Jannah so much. Of course, we want to go to Jannah, but their first main motivation to become a Muslim is that they know Islam is the truth. If I don't accept Islam, it's not so much about the Jannah. I don't care which level that I will end up with. But first and foremost, stay away from the hellfire first. When you don't meet your end need, what about talking about vacation? Some people, they work harder because they need to have more money, save more money for vacation. Their motivation is to enjoyment. But some people, they do something because they want to stay away from the pain. So we must know how to use this. The way how the Prophet ﷺ is dealing with the companion radiallahu anhum about the heaven and hell. That's why Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah, the way he say it is beautiful. He say, Ar-Raja and Al-Khawf is like a wing. How it functions is that you must have hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but this hope of yours should not make you feel that you can continue to commit sin until that you forget to ask forgiveness from Allah, until you forget to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You must have the balance. But this al-khawf, the fear, you must fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but your fear towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should make you stay away from committing sin, but should not make you stay away from repentance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you must have balance in khawf and ar-raja. The motivations, these two motivations is important there. Okay? I4 and E4. What is I4 and E4? What is this? You have studied this, right? He is testing me, yeah? Okay. Internal frame of reference and external frame of reference. What do I mean by here? Just understand this. Some people, if you were to tell them that, oh, there are so many people buying this, buying that. There are so many people doing this, doing that. They will go and buy and do the same thing. These are the people who are external frame of reference. They are afraid of being left out. But some people, internal frame of reference are those people, they decide what they want, not based on what other people do, but because based on what they want to do. They will always use that kind of words that, I want this, I'm buying this because I want it, not because how good is the product or how good that person is convinced me. That's why when you are dealing with the people of internal frame of reference, we should not use the words like, have I convinced you? Have I told you? I told you so. No. Don't use that word. Dealing with the people of internal frame of reference, always use them. Now, do you convince yourself? You are the one who convince yourself. You see? Use them. Now, you are a smart person. Praise them. So in order for them to make a better decision, always talking about them. But when you're dealing with people who are always being influenced by external rather than internal, you should always say, you know what? Like you want to invite a footballer or a celebrity or whatever, whoever they are, or businessman to become a Muslim. You know what? This businessman, successful businessman, he has multi-billionaire. At the end of the day, his life so miserable. And at the end of the day, after he become a Muslim, he becomes so peaceful and he feels so loved. So the tranquility is there in his life. What other people do can influence him, because he is that kind of people who have external frame of reference. Now, so far, for this, do you get it clear? Of course, there's more. Explanation. Yes, brother.
How do you tell the difference? Like, what are the telltale signs of identifying those two?
Pardon?
How do you identify those two different people?
Now, how do you identify is that after you build a relationship with them, the moment you build a relationship with them, you will realize that then you will find out more that how these people, they make decisions in life. How they make decisions in life. They will come not because you invite, they will come, they will still insist that I'm here today not because you invite me. I'm here today because I want to come. You must be very, you must observe the word, the choice of words they use, how they behave in life. Sometimes they want to dress differently as well. This can be true. Some people, they don't like to buy dress which is which is not special. They want to look special. They like to go for custom made. So then you know that this kind of people, you can easily categorize them into I4 or E4. But it takes time, yeah? I'm just giving you, a template on how you can approach things. Don't think that, oh, immediately you finish this workshop, you go out and you immediately can I4, E4. You won't get that. It takes time. So far, clear? Okay, good. I have to go fast to the attention. First step, initiation. Now we're starting to build the dialogue. Now, just now we talk about this one. Okay, I just give you a few examples before we move on, because this is important and every single thing is important. Now, we deal directly with the sister query just now. To talk about to people that is close-minded, that they don't want to talk. How? Now, there are a few ways. One of it is that rather than asking them to sit down and listen to our sharing, what we do is ask for opinion. To initiate, ask for opinion. Like you might encounter some of us, hopefully not here, that some parents, they do not practice Islam. How can you talk to those parents? How can you talk to your own father and mother who do not practice Islam, but they are Muslim? If you were to give them a lecture, what kind of response they will give it to you? I live longer than you. What else? What kind of response they will give to you? For the elderly, those who do not practice Islam. Sorry? Huh? Pardon? Extremist? They will say you're extremist. What else? What else?
I know you.
I know you. And now you're trying to teach me? Huh? Right? Good. Elderly person, they have ego. Same thing with people who are close-minded. Sometimes they are close-minded not because they want to close-minded. When they are being close-minded, you have to understand the psychology behind it. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother. Later I want to talk to you. You have to correct me, my presentation if there's anything wrong. Close-minded person, they are not purposely close-minded or they are born to be close-minded. They are being close-minded. One of the reasons is that to cover up on their own weaknesses and not to expose their own weaknesses. Because they're afraid if they were to start to talk to you, they will expose their own weaknesses and they were no longer in their own safety zone. Why some people do not want to try something new? Despite that new things is quite easy to do. Because they're afraid, if I try something new, people know me so long that I'm good at this thing. But if I were to fail this new thing which is easy, I will look like a fool and people only will remember these weaknesses of mine rather than the things that I'm good at. So rather than trying something new, better not. It's okay, you guys go. Why? To remain where I am and keep on doing what I'm doing, khalas. Why should I try something new? You have already known me of being good at this. So why should I try something new in order for you to know how weak I am? So better to remain where I am now. So the same thing with people who are close-minded. One of the factors is they are trying to protective. They try to protect their own ego. And basically you can see those people, they will not go very further in a lot of things. Because they already have a set of mind. How to talk to them. Rather than share, rather than give them a lecture, don't give them lecture. They like people to appreciate them, what you do. Ahmad, I want to ask your opinion. Is it okay? Ask for permission first. Talk to your friends who are close-minded. Talk to anyone, not necessary to be close-minded. They can be anyone. But particularly, you can be very useful to those people who are close-minded. Remember the 13-year-old boy that I'm talking about yesterday? That left Islam at the age of 13? He's also close-minded. He refused to talk to me initially. So I asked opinion to start my conversation with him. So I say, like, I'm using Ahmad as an example, yeah? MashaAllah. Smart boy. Ahmad, can I ask your opinion?
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I encountered this. There are some people talking about Islam, this and this. But actually, you know, don't say other people are wrong. In your presentation, try to limit or reduce or minimize, or if you can, eliminate or kick out all the negative points. Like for example, you know, Ahmad, I want to ask your opinion. You know, out there are people who say that Islam is a religion of terrorists, that we kill people. You know, rather than you say they are wrong, you know, no, don't say they are wrong. This is what they say. But actually, what do you think if I were to say this way, that, you know, basically Islam is peace, Islam is this, then basically if you look at all the statistics is this, what do you think about my answer? I want to prepare this answer to answer that people, that person. What do you think about my answer? Do you think it's convincing enough? No convincing. Why?
Because you only say that, you don't tell anything else.
Now, you see my example here? What is my example here? I'm asking his opinion, but actually did I try to convey and try to clear his misconception, the possible misconception that he might have as well? I can change to other things. Hey, Ahmad, I just want to ask for your opinion again. You know, is it okay? If they say okay, then only you proceed. If they say not okay, don't talk. Don't force. They're only, you know, a lot of people thought that, you know, we Muslim, some people say that we Muslim worship the Kaaba, worship the black box. But actually what I plan to answer is that, what is Kaaba? Kaaba is a direction, Masjid al-Haram is a direction, you know, we are praying towards the direction, we don't pray to any idol and so on and so forth. What do you think about my answer? Do you think it's convincing enough? Ask your opinion, is this answer of mine convincing enough? Let them answer. If they say yes, done. Which means, you know what do I mean here? If they were to answer us back by saying, yes, your answer is convincing, which means my answer just now have already convinced him or her just now. But he don't want to make me feel that I have just convinced him. But when he or she say, no, I don't think it's convincing enough. Oh, interesting. Why? Can you tell me? Can you please share with me? Yeah, because I don't think that this is the way you should answer. Yes, you know, then I think you haven't covered the fundamental of it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, interesting. Okay, how if I were to change the answer to this? Now, is it more convincing now? Actually, all this while, what I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to tell him that, you know, if my answer is not right, please correct me so I can improve my answer to you so you can accept it. But I do it a different way. Like for example, if you were to approach your parents who do not want to pray, 5-time prayers, Salah, rather than asking your father and your mother, Mom, Dad, please sit, I want to give you a 1-hour lecture. What is the possibility that they will sit there? Close to zero. Rather than that, Ahmad, for example, yeah, Abu Ahmad, you're going to talk to your father, example, just an example, okay, that I might go back and talk to Abu Ahmad. Pa, father, daddy, Abi, today my teacher teaching us something. Can you please listen for a while and give me your feedback? What do you think about the teaching of my teacher? You share whatever you have learned, and then, so that, what do you think about what my teacher say? Is he saying the thing which is correct?
Yeah, I think it's correct.
Okay, thank you, Dad. But actually, I'm just telling my dad that, Dad, you should pray. But I'm just using my teacher to tell him. You have to use some other third party to help you. You get the idea so far? How to initiate the conversations? Because sometimes in our da'wah, the most difficult part is not about presenting or answering questions. I think, alhamdulillah, most of us are very pro in answering questions. But we have problem in initiating the conversation. There is one way, asking opinion. Asking question, like we used to do for the past 2 days. Like for example, hey Mike, hey Michael, hey Mary, do you know why we pray 5 times a day? Just asking, I'm just asking you. I'm just asking, do you know? Oh, no, I don't know, but I don't care. How are you going to answer that? If they answer, I don't know, but I don't care. How are you going to answer that? Huh?
Okay, just one. Okay. So what do you know about it?
I will not ask them, so what do you know about it? If they tell me, I don't care, I will just say, no, it's okay, I'm just asking. No, actually, I'm just trying to strike a conversation with you. But it seems like you're not interested, but it's okay. I just want to understand you better. That's it. If they're not interested, then fine. After they give you that kind of feedback, the next reply that possible you can give to them to make them feel guilty for not saying why. Our children are expert at it. If they were to ask us to buy something and we say no, what is the next thing what our children will do to us? They will cry like nobody business. It seems like they are suffocating and they're going to die. So what happened next? The parent instinct will come in, and then the father ego will always high, or sometimes the mother ego is higher. Ask your dad to buy, ask your dad to buy. You don't want to admit that you feel guilty, but they are being very successful in making you feeling guilty. Like someone who are, disabled, they pass you some, they are blind, they are blind, they come to you and they sell you a tissue. Actually, you do need a tissue anyway. Are you buying that? For $1 or $5? Maybe the tissue might cost you few cents, but then, are you going to pay for that? Most probably you're going to buy. Why? Not because you need it, because you feel guilty if you don't buy it. Yeah, if they were to say, I don't know, and I don't care. No, it's okay. I'm just trying to strike a conversation with you. I'm just trying to build a better relationship, to understand you better, but it seems like you're not interested. It's fine. And the way you say it, the intonations should be just the right way. That you really seems like you're feeling so sad. That you make them feel guilty. Okay, no, it's okay. Now you tell me why. This is the way how you keep on triggering. Of course, you are triggering all these things because you want something good for them. Am I right? Not because you want to harm them. So try to initiate in that way, asking question. Another one, we don't want to talk about Islam first. Talk about other religion. Example, do you have a Hindu community here? Buddhist community here? You might have that, right? Okay, simple. Chinese New Year just ended yesterday. Okay? Chinese New Year just ended yesterday, but it's fine. Meet any Chinese and start to approach them. You try tomorrow or the day of tonight as well. Ask them, hey, I just want to ask you a question. Is it okay? Yes. What is this Chinese New Year celebration is all about? Ask them simple question. Don't ask about Tripitaka or the Lotus Sutra. Don't ask. Okay? Don't go for all those complicated questions. Then next, hey, what is this, Spring Festival? Why the Chinese like red color? Why? You keep on asking why. Without you presenting about Islam. Don't present Islam. Huh? What is the rule? Don't present Islam. Keep on asking them, why? Oh, why the Chinese like this? Why the Chinese like number 8? Why the Chinese this is why? Up until a point, when you ask them too many questions, how they feel? They feel tired or they feel energetic? They feel tired. What they will have in mind? Rather than you ask me, now I ask you. Hey, why you Muslim? When you want to kill something, you must shout Allahu Akbar. Why you guys, when you want to pray, you must have, over here you don't have the adhan, right? Adhan out loud? No? Okay. Okay. Why you Muslim have to keep the beard? Why you Muslim have to grow the beard? Why you Muslim have to wear the headscarf? They will keep on asking you, why you Muslim, the Al-Qaeda, the ISIS? You have already created the demand out of nowhere. When there's no demand, create the demand. How will you answer if they ask you, why do you grow your beard? Huh? I will tell you tomorrow. Oh, mashallah. I mean, sometimes don't be too serious in the way we answer. You can give the right answer in a different way. Like for example, if people ask me, why do you grow your beard? I say, no, I didn't grow my beard. It's not like I'm going to a center and grow every single thing. It just come up by itself. You just say, I don't trim it. When I start to grow my beard, my Chinese friends start to make joke, try to make fun on me. Saying, you see, I told you become a Malay already. Then I reply, I say, no, I become more Chinese now. Nah. We Chinese don't have this beard. Okay, fine. Cool down, relax. I say, you worship the Quan Kong, right? The Chinese god, okay? The Tuti Kong, okay? Or the Kong Kong Kong. So, I asked him, recall back. How do they look like? Are they clean shaved like you, or they look like me? All of them have beard. If you go back to the Chinese history, to the China history, few thousand years ago, only those people who are righteous, those people who are smart, those people who are scholars, they grow their beard. The ordinary people, they don't have beard. Even the top management, even the emperor, he will have beard. So now I want to ask you, I'm more Chinese or you? Like if you were to deal with the Chinese, they were to ask you, why you Muslim all have those beard? Say, no, actually I'm more Chinese, you know. Make them think, actually I'm more Chinese than you. What do you mean? Look at the things that the Chinese are worshipping. They are Chinese, right? Yes. All these Guan Yu, they are all Chinese, right? Yes. They have beard, right? Yes. So between me and him, do we look similar? Yeah. Do you look similar to him? No, you're less Chinese. I mean, Dawah is not always that being very strict. A, B, C, quotation. No, relax. It came upon a time that my Chinese friend, he tell me a joke. He said, you know why in the Chinese history, the teapot always come with 4 cups? He is telling me, a non-Muslim, he is telling me the history of the Chinese tea culture. He said, now, you know why the teapot have 1 teapot and 4 cups? He said, the teapot is the husband, the 4 cups is the wife. This is what he said. I said, fine, alhamdulillah. Even though this thing is coming from a non-Muslim, if they are saying something which is the haq, you just have to agree and say, alhamdulillah, that's it, proceed, right? There's a lot of ways that you can make da'wah so fun that it's not so stressful. Because when you become stressed, whatever that you produce will be stressful. That's why a mom who are pregnant cannot be stressful. You will give birth to a stressful baby. Okay, right, doctor? Right? A psychology student? Come on. Okay, we have another 40 minutes to go, alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum, Brother Wa'il. MashaAllah. Okay, creating interest. Okay? Now, creating interest is by sharing. How to share? Remember, regardless of what they want to attack Islam, how they want to attack, don't focus on the attack. If they say, no, Islam is terrorism, Islam is that, is this. Sometimes people say, no, we believe that Jesus is God. Jesus is 3 in 1, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I know you might know some Bible. You might want to refute them, blah, blah, blah. Wait, remember yesterday? If you are a salesman of Toyota, what should you sell first? Toyota or Honda? Toyota. Sometimes we pay too much attention in disputing, in refuting their point about Trinity, about their concept of God, rather than presenting our concept of God. So, why not You know, we believe that Jesus is a son of God and he is God. Okay. I respect your view. Can I share mine? Ask for permission first. Can I share mine? Yes. You know, according to us, what we believe, that we love Jesus. See, Muslims love Jesus. We love Jesus. Tell them, and no Muslim can be a Muslim if they don't love Jesus. We believe that Jesus is one of the mightiest messenger of God. We believe that Jesus is born miraculously without any male intervention. We believe a lot of things. You know, according to the Quran, Jesus is who? Blah, pam, 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 one by one. Share with them. Then they will say, no, but my Bible say otherwise. It's okay. What your Bible want to believe? I respect. You always remember, when it comes to doing da'wah, do not create that kind of enmity between you and the prospect. Because the moment you create the hatred between you and the prospect, what will happen? Do you think you have the chance to talk to them anymore? No. Da'wah is not hit and run. Da'wah is about building long-term relationship. If the Prophet ﷺ were to do da'wah to Abu Sufyan for over 20 years, I mean, we only do da'wah for less than 2 times and we already give up. Build the relationship. But at the end of the day, if they are the one who want to become our enemy, what can we do? I will still remain to be their friend, despite they might treat me as their enemy. Share our point of view. Now, this is our point of view. I will not try to disprove you. But you know, but my Bible said, it's okay, I understand. I understand that, but it's okay. I just share with you what we believe about Jesus. You know, you want me to share with you some story about Jesus? According to the Quran and the Hadith, later you can share with me the story of Jesus according to the Bible. I'm fine with it. I'm trying to understand you as well. I'm here to understand you, despite as much as I want you to be a Muslim. And never lie while doing da'wah. Sometimes, when we are doing da'wah, we are telling our friend, no, I'm not here trying to convert you. What do you mean you are not trying to convert him? What do we mean by da'wah? Da'wah means invitation. Don't you want him to become a Muslim? If one day, the same friend that you told them earlier that you are not there to convert them, eventually they became Muslim, and then they will approach you. That day you told me you're not trying to convert me. Now I'm a Muslim. So you are lying, huh? Don't lie. Have you, any one of you have watched a dialogue between Dr. Yasser Qadhi and James White? Yes? Some of you? You should watch it. You should listen to it. Fantastic. They have the dialogue in the church, then the next dialogue is in the mosque the next day. What happened was, they have a very frank discussion about Christianity. One of the best things that I like, which my approach as well, is that when Dr. Yasser Qadhi, he say that, I will be lying to you if I say to you that I do not want you to become a Muslim, as much as you want me to become a Christian. Because you believe if I do not become a Christian, I will go into hellfire. The same way I believe that if you do not become a Muslim, you do not become a Muslim, you will go into hellfire. But we need this kind of healthy and intellectual dialogue. Let's proceed. We still remain as friends. Whenever you approach someone, when they say, are you trying to convert me? First, I can't convert you. Number 2, you have to make decisions for yourself, not me. Number 3, yes, I hope one day you will be my brother in faith. I can just do what I need to do, but obviously I can't force you to become one. Being very frank, they know it earlier that what you want to do. Do you know what? I'm okay with my friends whom I've never met for 5-10 years. Out of sudden, they call me out for a drink. I don't mind. And I don't mind if they tell me earlier that they want to meet me up because they want to sell some insurance. You know, there are some friends that you never met for 10 years, 15 years. Out of sudden, they say, hey bro, how are you, bro? Who are you? Well, I've been your friend, you remember? Oh yes. How are you doing, bro? Hey, I think I miss you, bro. Hey bro, can we have a drink, bro? They just ask you out for a drink, but then when the moment you went out with them, and then, hey bro, by the way, what are you doing now? Yeah, I'm doing this. Oh, you know what? I'm selling insurance now. Hey bro, have you bought the insurance? Actually, I want to present to you. I've already prepared a proposal for you. I don't like this. I'm okay if you were to tell me earlier, brother, I'm selling insurance now. Can we meet up, have a drink, just discuss? Either I'm going to buy it or not is a different matter. But I want people to tell me upfront what they want to discuss with me. So if our friends, our neighbors, if they say, are you trying to convert me? Tell them, number one, I can't convert you. Number two, you have to convince yourself. Number three, as much as I hope that you will become a Muslim, I will not be able to force you. Because in Islam, very clear, La ikraha fi din. Surah Baqarah chapter 2, verse 256. I can just only share with you. So far, clear? Using the two types of motivation, dialogue, two ways communication, not one way. So far? Good? Okay? Tired? A bit, huh? It's okay. We have another half an hour to go. Or you guys would like to have a 5-minute break? It's okay? How many of you say okay? Okay, so the majority. Okay, fine. We go to the majorities, yeah? It's okay. Those of you who are feeling a bit tired, sleepy, you can go and have a coffee, inshallah. Yeah? Now, do not assume everyone needs to know what we know about Islam. Like, for example, sister, if they were to ask you, why women have to cover up like this? You have already provided a good answer. But do not dig your own grave by after answering the question, by telling them, you know what, sometimes people also will ask us about, why women wearing niqab? That sister is just asking you about hijab. She have not asked you about niqab. Why do you create a question that never come across their mind? When they ask you about, about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, okay, maybe they are asking about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam marriage. Then you say, you know what? Did we have provide the answer? The wisdom why the Prophet married 9. Then we say, you know why? Sometimes they also ask us this question, that why the Prophet married Aisha at the age of 6. That person, they will ask you about that. Why do you make assumption that they need to know? Do they need to know? Sometimes you just give them an ideas that never come across their mind before. Don't assume. Okay? Never assume. Now, sharing, not preaching. Convey, not convert. That should be our philosophy. That should be our focus. Always focus on sharing. No verses in the Quran or the Hadith where it is mandatory for us to convert people. There is only Hadith and the Quran that say that your job is just to convey. Sharing. Sharing is caring. Oversharing is daring. We just talked about it yesterday. Right? Sharing is caring. Oversharing is daring. Of course, during that time you have a lot of Q&A as well. Answer as much as you can, as convincing as you can. I didn't give you the guideline, but I try not to give you too much of guideline until that you only focus on the guideline, but focus on the process. So like the brother said just now, if someone were to ask you a question that you do not know how to answer, what do? If someone asks you a question that you do not know how to answer,
You said I'll call you tomorrow?
I call you tomorrow. Good. But if let's say they were to ask you 5 questions that you do not know the 5 questions, you will not say that every time, I call you tomorrow, I call you tomorrow, I call you tomorrow. And the end of the day, they will say, don't call me and don't call me. You must know the way, the technique to make them feel good that you do not know the answer. For example, if they ask you a very difficult question that you do not know, do not lie to them. Being very humble, admit it, but by saying, Brother Mike, you asked me a good question. And you know what? Islam encourages people to ask good questions. And good questions deserve good answer. And you know what? In the Quran, in Surah An-Nahl, chapter 16, verse 43, and Surah Al-Anbiya, chapter 21, verse number 7, Allah says, Fas'alu ala zikri in kuntum la ta'lamun. If you do not know, ask people who know. And because your question is so good, I don't know the answer. So I will find someone that can give me a good answer, then I come back to you. Now, does this sound like a bit technical? But it sounds more scholarly, right? Rather than you keep on telling them, oh, I don't know, I call you tomorrow. What? I don't know, I call you tomorrow. Then people was like, if you don't know everything that I ask you, then what is the point that you call me tomorrow? Don't say tomorrow either. Because sometimes we do not know either we get the answer today. Because the moment you give yourself deadline, make sure you deliver it. It is better for us in da'wah or in life to under-promise but over-deliver rather than over-promise but under-deliver. The moment you say tomorrow, you know what you need to do? If now is 6 o'clock, tomorrow you just have another few hours to go. How sure you are that you can get someone to talk to and you can get a convincing answer? No. Rather than giving ourselves a deadline in which our prospect do not give it to us, use a different way by saying, I will come back to you as soon as possible after I get a good answer. Which means if I don't get a good answer, I will not come back to you. But I already assure you that definitely I will come back to you. But don't give yourself tomorrow or the day after tomorrow because you are not so sure. You see, Allah might test you with something. You might be busy with something else tomorrow and you forget to ask the question. You remember in Surah Kahfi where the Prophet ﷺ say, ask the Jews to come tomorrow, but then there's no revelation tomorrow? Of course, because he forget to say inshallah. But then the same thing with us. Don't limit ourselves to a deadline when the prospect never give us any deadline. Principle again. Okay? Next, desire. Go to conclusion. How do we do this conclusion? After a period of time, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years, that we have a healthy conversations with our friends, with our prospect. It cannot go on forever and forever, right? It's like a customer walk into our showroom. He have looked at all the cars available. He have asked every single thing possible that we can think of. So should we go on presenting about Toyota again? And keep on presenting about the previous model? Should we keep on presenting about the prototype model? No, it will never ending, right? So we should come to a conclusion. And this is where we want to see how is their desire so far. Their desire in accepting the message. How? We ask them. So, Brother Mike, do you have any more questions that you would like to ask me about Islam? Because now, after 1-2 years, obviously he know that you are preaching, you are sharing with him about Islam. So come to the conclusion, ask him, Mike, do you have anything that you want to ask me about Islam? Is there anything that you want to ask me? Good. No. So far, whatever that we have discussed, whatever that we have shared, is there anything that you disagree? No. Now, good. I already get the desire that now, I know this is the time where I can go for the next step. For the conclusion is that I might put a conclusion, which means I want to proceed to the next step. So what I do? I go to the action. I want to invite them to take action. You know what? Most of the salesmen in this world, they do not fail in doing presentations to their prospect. The things that they fail is that after doing a good presentation, they fail to make the invitation for the prospect, for the customer to buy. We might have talked to our friends about Islam for years and years. And we keep on thinking that there might be some other question that they want to ask. So we keep on presenting until the day they die or we die first. Without making any invitation. It's like a salesman keep on promoting car, Toyota, until the client, I'm ready with my cash, I'm ready with my deposit, I'm ready with every single document for loan, and you still keep on talking to me about car. Because we don't see the buying signal. So the conclusion just now is a buying signal for us. It's what we say as a shahada signal for us. How to identify it? To help them to make action, to take action, we have to invite them. How to invite? some principle in which there, in your book. No attempt to invite should be made until you have established value in the prospect mind. Like just now, during the conclusion, I have asked Mike, is there any question that you would like to ask about Islam? No. Mike, is there anything that you disagree about the things that we have shared, that we have discussed so far about Islam? He said no, which means there are certain value that we have created in his mind. Then only I will go to the invitation. If I have not established the value, I will not go for the closing. Okay? Visualize your prospect become a Muslim. Imagine that every not yet Muslim is a potential Muslim. A prospect non-verbal expressions are often more powerful than words. Look at certain signal. How was their body language? Maybe the first time when they talk to us, their hands is in the pocket. When they are sitting down with us, their leg might be crossed. Of course, this is another course. How to identify. Of course, this is also based on the experience. So if they're like this, if they're like this, if they're like this, this is a signal to tell you that they are not ready yet. They are not ready to go to the next step yet because there's so much reservations in them. Okay? Don't do it first. Don't make the invitation first. Look at their body language. Don't do every single of this process until you have looked up after this all criteria. You don't ask and you don't get. If a prospect, if I were to say just now, Mike, do you have any question? Yes, I have some question. Good. What is the question? Let them ask and then we explain. If I were to ask, do you have anything that you disagree? Is there anything that you disagree about the thing that we have shared so far? And he say, yeah, there is something. What it is? Share. When they say, oh, this is the thing that I disagree. Okay. Create the value again in their mind about the things that they disagree. Then until that they say, yeah, now I think make more sense. Then only you proceed. Now, did you know? First thing to do the invitation is that make a statement and get a clarification and get a confirmation. Bye. So Mike, I just want to ask you, Mike, do you believe in God now? Of course, just acting, yeah? You can say other things as well, just acting on it. Do you believe in God now, Mike? No. Oh, why? Then go back to the sharing part. When they say what? When he say no, try to say yes. Say yes. Do you believe in God now? Yeah, Mike? Yes. So, do you believe there is only one God? Yes. Yes, good. Now, through our sharing, we have talked about Prophet Muhammad as well. So, can you accept that Prophet Muhammad actually is really a prophet of God? Yes. Yes. Now, Mike, I just want to tell you one thing. Do you know that by you saying that you believe in one God and you can believe that Prophet Muhammad is the last and final messenger, did you know that you have enough criteria to be a Muslim, the one who submit to God? Do you know that? No. Now I'm letting you know. I'm making the process of inviting him or her gradually. By asking, do you believe in one God? Yes, one God. Do you believe, can you accept that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the last and final messenger? He said yes, he's a good man. These are the same process that I go through with multiple people that I have encountered. One of them is by the name of Federica, an Italian lady. She was there in Malaysia, study. She's a student. She came all the way to our center. And then, she's a Catholic before. She came to our center not to become a Muslim. She came to our center basically just to know more about, do we have any class for non-Muslim, to learn more about Islam. Okay. And we make it a point in our organization that any non-Muslim who come to our center, we will try to present Islam as much as possible, and we will try to make the invitation for them to become a Muslim. Either they're going to accept or not, no problem. And we also ensure that, one, we will make sure when they come to our office, they will leave our office with at least one Quran in their hand. Because they want to sell something to us, we also need to sell something back to them. Okay? So, I asked her, okay, Frederica, I just want to ask you, after a long conversation, 1 hour, Frederica, do you believe in one God? Yes, all this while I'm a Catholic, I believe in one God. Okay, good. So do you believe that Jesus is a messenger of God or son of God? No, he's a son of God. What? She replied me, he's a son of God. I said, what? I just by using what, with my face expression, what? Immediately she, no. I believe that he is a messenger of God. Okay. I don't have to say, what? What are you saying? No, I'm just using my expression to tell her that you have said something wrong that you yourself disagree just now. Because in our conversation earlier, she do not believe that Jesus is the Son of God. So when I try to reconfirm again, so do you believe that Jesus is a messenger of God or he is the Son of God? When she say, Son of God, what? No. He is a messenger of God. Okay. And do you believe that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that you told me just now that you have read about him, his life, he is indeed the last and final messenger of God? She say, yeah. So Frederica, did you know that you have enough criteria to be a Muslim? You know what was her answer? She said, yeah, I know that. She knew it. I said, good. So then, what do I do? If she say, or he say, I knew that I have enough criteria. Ask them, then what is stopping you to embrace Islam now? What is stopping you from embrace Islam now? What is the difference between what is stopping you to embrace Islam and what is stopping you to embrace Islam now? What is the difference there? The difference is the word now. What difference can this now make?
Between going to hellfire and not if they die on the way home or something like that.
Obviously. But in terms of action?
But they've gone to me, they need to do it.
The thing is fresh in her mind, otherwise...
You must create the sense of urgency to buy something. You must create the sense of urgency to make action, to decide on something. Okay? If you were to say, what stops you from embracing Islam? You say, no, nothing stopped me, but not today. You already allowed them a room, a space, to decide not to do it today. Because you have to understand, the harder you work, the harder the Iblis is working. To create more doubt in them that, no, you should not do it today. The shaitan will not ask them not to become a Muslim on that day because they are so close. But the shaitan will ask them to procrastinate, to delay it. Don't do it today, tomorrow. You still have tomorrow, right? You look at how you dress today. If you become Muslim, you say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah and you don't cover up, you are not a good Muslim. You know, the shaitan is giving you a very good idea. You know, how about your parents? Did your parents know? Blah, 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 blah. These are the same case where there's a Chinese lady that we have been following up for 6 years. She became a Muslim. At night, she come to our office. And I talked to her that, is it true? I'm supposed to call you this morning to remind you about our appointment tonight, that you're going to become a Muslim tonight. I forgot. Please forgive me. He said, it's okay, Brother Firdaus. Then I told her, because I'm afraid that the shaitan will work harder on you to create more doubt in you, that you know you should delay it. Are you really ready? Blah, 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 blah. You know what the sisters told me? She said, Brother Firdaus, that is exactly what came into my mind just now. I almost canceled this appointment. Because of sense of urgency. Keep on delaying. So if I were to say, what's stopping you from becoming a Muslim now? Then, if they say, now mean now. It's like you're going for a shopping mall. When they say, okay, if let's say they have a sales for 5 days. Is there any urgency for you? They give you a deadline. Yes, 5 days, you will say, there's another 5 days. But there will be more people in the mall when it's the last day. You say, last day promotion now. Right? Now, which means now. Call us now. When you say, call us please. No. When you say call us please, yes, I will call you, but not today. But when you say, call us now, text us now, email us now, make action now, make decision now, it's all about now. So wait for their answer. If they say, no, nothing. Okay, great. Nothing stops you. So I will give them the choice close. It's still closing. I will still ask them. So since there's nothing stops you now, I want to ask you, would you like to make the shahada yourself, or I teach you and you follow? Which one? Now, either choice that he or she make, does it really make a difference? Will they still become a Muslim? Either they say, oh no, I will do it myself. Maybe they have the I4, right? The internal frame of reference. Everything I do, I want to do it myself. I don't care. Rather than I make decision for them that, let me teach you how to say the Shahada. They might already understand and memorize the Shahada. Then let them do it. But when I give them the choice close, they will, I think you teach me better. I'm fine. Either I'm teaching you, or either you do it yourself, you still become a Muslim. I don't care, I don't mind. And I did give her multiple choice. Would you like the translation? Because after the Arabic, we must use translation to explain, right? So because this Italian sister, she know Mandarin. So I asked her, so you would like the translation to be in English or in Chinese? She said, no Mandarin. Just use English translation. Fine. And then we do the Shahada. That's one thing. I come to you, brother, shortly. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. I come to you, both of you, shortly, okay? Yeah? Let me finish this. Now, the choice close also is that, any one of you who are doctor here? Doctor? Okay, good. When a patient comes to your clinic, come to you, normally what do we do? Do we ask them which part of your body is healthy, or we are asking what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them? Obviously, those people who come to clinic, obviously, there's something wrong with them. The same thing. Why they are still not yet Muslim? Not because something wrong in them, because there might be something that they cannot accept about Islam yet. So far clear? So rather than ask our non-Muslim friend, that after we do all the conclusion, ask them, what do you like about Islam? You know, we like to ask that. What do you like about Islam? Oh, I like about Islam this. Never ending story. But they're still non-Muslim. So rather than ask this question, ask them, now, is there anything that you dislike or you disagree about Islam? When they say nothing, a good doctor will not immediately prescribe you a medicine just by saying, yeah, doctor, I have a migraine. I cannot sleep last night. Okay, Panadol. No. It doesn't work like that, right, doctor? What the good doctor will do, will always ask, okay, you have headache? Okay. For how long? Few days. Which part? How do you feel? Do you have a history of this kind of headache before? Then only you will know what kind of medicine to prescribe to them. Am I right? The same way, we as a doctor of the soul, you must know how to help them, to give them the right prescription, the right medicine. Ask them, it's another question using the doctor technique, which is there anything that you dislike or you disagree about Islam? What is the thing that dislike? The thing that they dislike or the thing that they disagree might be the reason that hold them back from becoming a Muslim. Might be the reason. Ask them directly. Then they say, no, nothing. Possibility, they say nothing. Nothing that I disagree about Islam. Or they might say, yes, there is something that I dislike about Islam. Okay, good. This might be the point. If I can give them a good clarification on this, they will be able to accept Islam now. Okay, please voice out what is the thing that you disagree. When they voice out to you their question, answer, and then ask them, have I answered your question? They say yes. Go back to closing. So now, do you still have anything that you dislike about Islam? They say no. So, this kind of word is very powerful. what is stopping you? What is stopping you from making that decision, from doing it now? The same thing with the choice clause. Do not give one negative and one positive choice, but always try to give two positive choices in life. Like for example, I'm not sure about the sister, not many sisters here. When you want to buy a handbag, you are asking your husband to buy, maybe. What is the common reply that you will get? If you ask your husband, darling, is this nice? What is their normal reply? You already have a lot of bags, yeah, by the way. Huh? Is it a need? When you ask them, is this nice? Or if you ask them, can I buy this? What will be the answer? You already have a lot. No, right? Change a bit of the way how you ask in order to get your favorite bag. Sorry, husband. Rather than asking them, can I buy this? Or is this nice? Blah, blah, blah. No. Darling, which color is nicer? Blue, red, or yellow? Blue, red, or yellow? Darling, which color is nicer? Unknowing to the husband will just give you an answer because you are giving them three positive choices. Unknowing to the husband, they will just say, I think you like red color, right? So I think red color should be good. So what do you do next? Take the red color and put on the counter. Darling, thank you so much. Do you realize when you go to fast food, McDonald's or KFC, whatsoever, they will always give you this positive choice. They don't ask you, sir, are you going to buy McDonald's? No. They will always start with, sir, having here or take away? I don't care either you having here or take away, you're still buying from me. But you do realize that, right? Having here or take away? Okay, they will take your order, blah, 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 blah. Done? Okay. Sir, we'd like to top up another $1 to get this coleslaw. Sir, do you want to top up another $1 to upsize your drink? Sir, we'd like to top up another $1 because $1 is nothing to you when you already spent $20 for the meal. This is how they do it. Because $1, but you know what? This $1, if you've spent another $2 on the $20 meal, you know what? It's an increase of 10% of sales to them. And that's how you increase the 10% sales. Of course, I'm not teaching the marketing side here. But I'm sharing with you that most of the time we are very smart when it comes to the dunya, to the marketing, to the sales, to the business. But when it comes to Islam, it seems that we have lost every single thing. In which those things that we have learned in our college, in our university, we can apply it in Islam, in Dawah too. But it seems that we don't really apply that in our life. So apply the multiple technique of the choice. Do you think what's stopping you? Is this easy or difficult? This closing technique. I can tell you how easy it is. Not, of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the guide, yeah? Is the one who gives guidance. Again, Toyota. Customer come to you. You already presented to them about the car, about the available model. And you already tell them the transmission, the auto and the manual, what is the pricing look like, and what is the installment look like. So next, they say, well, pretty good. Sir, do you have any question that you would like to ask me about Toyota? About the car? No, I think everything that I need to know, I already know. Okay, good. So sir, now to make the sales of Toyota, I'm a salesman, by the way. Now this client is showing a very positive buying signal. So what I will do is that rather than asking them, so sir, do you want to buy? No. Don't ask them, do you want to buy? Ask them, so sir, which transmission do you prefer? You prefer the auto or the manual? Good. You prefer the auto. Which color do you prefer, sir? If you want to deliver the car in between 3 days, we have the black color, sir. If you want blue, you have to wait 7 days. If you want white, you have to wait 2 more weeks. Which one do you prefer, sir? I don't care which color you choose, when you want the car to be delivered, as long as you make one decision that I want the white color. I don't mind to wait 2 weeks. thank you, sir. The deposit is 10,000. Did I go and ask them for the sales directly? No, but I'm just giving a choice in which they're already ready to make. But sometimes, people will not buy just like, okay, I think you make a very good presentation, so I will buy from you. No. They want the honor of being laying a red carpet and, sir, which color do you want? You want the red carpet or the blue carpet? You have to make the invitation. They will feel the honor, they will feel the appreciations that you give to them, that this guy appreciates me. He gives me the choice. Which means, at the end of the day, it is me who make the choice to be a Muslim, not how good you are that you present Islam to me that convince me. It's me, you know, it's me. At the end of the day, give all the credit back to them. Do you want the credit? No. The credit, you already get it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So far clear on the closing, on the invitation? I will go to the last one before we end, inshallah, before I come back to the... Now, attention, interest, desire, action, retention. Follow up. You might have a prospect, you might have a friend that you found it difficult. So what I will do is that I will use segmentation of traffic light. Okay? This is the way how you can follow up. What is their color? Green is high potential. How can you identify them? Is that they have lost or abandoned their current faith. If they are Christian, they no longer really go to the church. If they are Buddhist, they no longer go for any meditations or any temple. And then they are starting to comparing different faiths. They are searching for the truth. Is that they keep on asking, you know why there are so many religions? When they have so much questions about life, yes, this might be the prospect which is green color. Yellow, moderate, practicing current religion but weak knowledge. They are practicing, they are just blind follower, but they don't have much knowledge about that religion. They are being tied up with emotion, not rational, not knowledge. They are open to listen to about other religion. Religion is too personal to be discussed for them. And this is where you should start to how to grab their attention to share Islam with them by using the technique of initiation. Red. Low, atheists or strong followers of their current faith, missionaries, not too responsive to your da'wah. When it comes to follow up, which one should you follow up the most, the easiest one? The green color. It is the green color that you should follow up first. I'm not saying that do not give priority to these people, but if you are doing a sales, if you know that a customer who is willing to entertain you compared to a customer who are not willing to entertain you at all, you will attend to the one that willing to entertain you first. And these are the people who are willing to talk to us. After you no longer have any prospect in the green category, then go to the yellow category. Then I think you will not finish up all this prospect in green and yellow. Again, I'm putting atheists here. I'm not saying you should not put. But if they like to argue, at the end of the day, what they want is that people to argue. They want people to argue. I'm not trying to make fun of them. I respect them. But I just give you an example. What do all those dogs are doing at the street? When you pass by, they saw a stranger. They will keep on barking. What they want? They want attention. Now, if they are really truth seekers, you can see the one who are very the most vocal on social media to attack any other faith. But again, after you think, according to you, after you think that you have already proved the existence of God to them, good enough, and they still do not believe there's a God, just be a friend and continue to pray and continue to hope that Allah will guide him or her, and hopefully one day you can find a better reason or a better idea on how to create the interest in them. Because today we are not covering so much on atheism. I'm trying to cover so much on the way of communication. Okay? The follow-up, keep in touch with them. Bird of the same feather flocks together. Introduce people with common interests. Talk about common interests, not for personal interest. Because sometimes we are afraid that people, when they follow up, it's only merely for their own business, for their own personal interest, not for the common interest. The common interest is Islam, it's about Tawheed. Invite for future program, the right program. Do not invite a non-Muslim to attend a program on usul fiqh or hadith. Please. You want to confuse them or you want to invite them? How many of us who really understand what is usul fiqh and hadith and maqasid sharia? No, we don't. Rather than that, invite them for some program like a family program, a talk on family, the talk on akhlaq, the talk on youth, the talk on any other thing which is not too complicated, which is easy to understand. It would be the best if our prospect, they are searching for particular answer to a particular question. Like for example, the purpose of life. And alhamdulillah, if you have any talking about the purpose of life, that is the right one for them. But again, when you reach there, don't immediately, you have to understand your prospect as well. If your prospect is an introvert, don't immediately introduce him. Come Ahmad, come. If this Ahmad, he is an introvert, and you bring him along to a program, don't immediately introduce him by saying, hey brother, I bring my non-Muslim friend, he's Ahmad. You know what happened to him? Being an introvert, how do he feel? He will feel uneasy. He will feel ashamed. He feels like he wants to run away from this venue. Rather than put them in front, put them behind. Because your purpose is not to introduce him. Your purpose is for him to get the message from the speaker. If you put them in front and you start to introduce people to him, you know what will happen? People will start talking to him and he will never be able to listen to the speaker. If your prospect is an extrovert, someone who are outgoing, who like to talk, who like to interact, then good. Hey, Ahmed, hey, I have my brother. Don't say he's a truth seeker. No. You know? Just say, this is my good brother. He loves to listen to a lot of things. He's very knowledgeable. So introduce one by one. But don't introduce to the entire venue. If possible, introduce this person or inform the organizer that you might be bringing a non-Muslim to the venue. So the speaker will adjust their talk accordingly as well. Because there is a difference between when in the crowd there is a non-Muslim and there is all Muslim. Because the way we talk will be different. So, okay, sit down. Okay, your dad want to take pictures. Now it's a picture session taking. Yeah? Okay, so just all that come to you. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so make sure that you know your prospect very well and only bring them to the right program and avoid topic on politics but divert into Aqidah. Please, brother and sister. Again, I'm just suggesting to you. Again, it's you who are going to make the decision. Never try. Never go into politics. Never. You will regret it later. My principle, wherever I go, I will try to avoid politics. Even back in Malaysia, I will try to avoid the topic of politics. Never. Because when you talk about politics, you know what's going to happen? If you talk about the current news today, you are talking about politics of today. You know what happened? Even how well you present and how you answer and how you elaborate about the situation today, you know what will happen? That prospect will bring back to the politics of last year and the year before, and it will bring you back to the Falkland War, and then he will bring you back to the World War II, and then World War I, and then so many wars before that, and then the crusade, the missionary, up until before the time of the Prophet Muhammad, they will bring every single politic in. Do you think you have time and you have time to read all this material?
What about if you meet a person you care about and he's only focusing in that aspect of religion? That person is like, you really want to, like, he's your part of the family. So his information is the best to be used.
Good. What I will do, I will be sharing my experience. I have few friends who are politicians. They are member of parliament and they are very active politicians. They know I'm doing da'wah. But when I'm sitting with them, I will never talk about politics with them. Although as much as they always drag me into politics, you know, Firdaus, what happened this? I said, I know, but I don't want to talk about this because I know after I die, God will not ask about this. I would divert that topic into other things. I want to ask you, okay, that what do you think about this? This is about religion. I will keep on talking about religion rather than, you know, talk about politics, because you know why? The more I talk about politics, he will bring me back to how many years ago before independence. I have no time for that. But if you really care about that person, if they're talking about politics, you know what you need to do? Rather than join his conversation, okay? Listen properly. This is a politic. Now, what is the problem? He talk about politics because he hate Islam or what? Try to find out from there. Okay? If they keep on talking about politics because his interest in politics and he's a politician by himself, okay, first and foremost, always establish tawhid. I say, it's okay. I understand your concern. Understand their concern. Acknowledge that. Then ask them, now, by the way, you are a politician, right? Okay, fine. You like to talk about politics. I want to ask you, why you want to involve in politics? Because you want to do good, right? Why you want to do good? Why you want to do good? Because it's a natural thing. Do you believe in God? Ask them. If they believe in God, good. Then talk about God. Now, if you believe in God, then what God wants us to do?
Again, he's always. I'm just talking on particular issues, like I'm just specific. So you cover in one issue, and he goes into news, and any news comes up. For example, like he says last time talking about, you know, why Iran is forcing for the women to cover themselves.
Okay.
This is the that. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's not about he is actually searching about in Islam, the many, but we are the one to give him that.
You want me to use the flip side of the argument? If you want to use the flip side of the argument, they say, you know, why Iran is forcing the woman to cover up. I will just say that, you know, why certain country limit the speed limit of a particular highway. Do you know in Yemen they can drive anywhere they like without any, you know, safety belt? They can just drive. Why? Why that particular country would like to limit people and they must ensure that they wear their safety belt? Why? What will be their answer? No, not about safety. Each country have their own law, right? They govern their own people, right? So mind your own business. No, there is nothing to talk about. If you were to ask me about Iran, I have no control over Iran. If you ask me about USA, I have no control over USA. What can I do? If you ask me, why they keep on asking, they're only thinking about Islamic country oppress their people. But they forget that that is their law. They think this is the law that suits their people. They might ask you, why in Saudi they don't allow the women to drive before? Right? But I will ask you, then I will ask you as well, that there's a lot of things. Why, and why? You know why over here, in Australia, why if you don't wear the safety belt, if you are the passenger, you will be fined $500? Why? You know, back in Malaysia, maybe $300. Why there's a difference between 300 and 500? Again, I'm talking about is the law of the land. Each country have its own law that they think is best for their own people. As simple as that. But let's talk about the law of this universe, which is who is the creator of the law of the universe.
When you win the argument, but you brought the issue when he says, you see that Iran, it says the Islamic Republic and things. So they say this time.
Just, okay, very simple. You say, tell them, I'm not going to into argument, but I'll just give you some logical argument by saying this. They say, you know, but they are putting the Islamic Republic Islamic of Iran, blah, blah, blah. There's the Islamic. Fine. Say, you know what? Pork is forbidden in Islam. Just because someone, rear a pig since young, and then let the pig to listen to the Quran for every day until they grow old, and then when you slaughter, you call it Bismillah and Allahu Akbar, will not make the pig halal. You get my point? Just because someone shout Allahu Akbar and then kill someone will not make the act Islamic. Yes. Just because you put a halal certificate on the pork will not make the pork halal. It's still haram.
So
It is not on the label.
how can I remove from this kind of?
You give him a formula. Because this kind of person, they are too much into their way of thinking. They are too much into the box without looking outside of the box. They think politics is the only way. No, give them the formula. And we have to tell them, this is the way how we're supposed to think. Okay? Now, alhamdulillah. Okay. So, now, brother and sister, I know there's one more topic that we have not covered. But I know I will not have the time. You guys are tired too. It's alright, right? I'm still energetic anyway. Okay, let me deal with some of your questions first. Is it okay? Yeah? I give to the sister first, inshallah.
I just noticed within me sort of a growing feeling of unease. If we're turning Islam into a commodity, if we're trying to make it really that as though it needs to be sold to the people, have you ever encountered that type of accusation?
Now, a very interesting question. Sister is asking that there is a growth, I mean, she feels a bit uneasy because it seems like, Islam, do we really need to make Islam like a commodity where we need to we need to sell Islam, right? Now, do we have ever encountered it, right? That kind of accusation by other people, right? Yes, indeed. Some people say so, that you have made Islam, with some quarters of people, they have made Islam like a commodity in which you are selling Islam. What do they mean by selling Islam is that they are using the name of Islam to sell their own product. They are using religion to justify their action. Like for example, there are certain countries in which, they make a business out of making dua. They will be telling you, you have any dua? And since you cannot go to Mecca, and in Mecca when you make dua, it will be makbul. Okay? Allah will answer your prayers easier, better. So, no worry. We can make dua on behalf of you by paying us this much for that dua. One dua will cost you how much? In this position, in Masjid Haram, will how much? If Masjid Nabawi will be how much? If you want us to make dua in front of the Kaaba, which is the better place, it will be how much? So, a normal mineral, the religious sunnah food. Sunnah food, to make it more sellable. The authority have already issued a statement, no longer allowed. You can no longer say Islamic product. You can only say halal product, because Islam product, you are using Islam. And alhamdulillah, in Malaysia, we also have already published a book, a guideline on how to identify fake hadith. Because sometimes they will use a fake hadith, a fabricated hadith, in their product to justify their product. So Malaysians have come into such extent that you are no longer allowed to use such thing anyway. Okay? So yes, I also feel uneasy about that. That's why most of the time, of course I write a lot in Malay, I will voice out against such thing. Not because I discourage the Muslim to do business, but being a Muslim, I do not want people to misuse the brand of Islam, and people will start to misunderstand us as a Muslim. That is the thing that I do not want. Have I answered your question, sister?
But within Dawah, sort of like, you put the people under pressure with certain psychological techniques in order to achieve their conversion. That feels okay.
Okay, I get what you mean now. Now, the sister is addressing particularly about using the psychology technique to get a certain conversion. Now, first and foremost is that we never target on the conversion, but we are just helping them to make the process easier. The psychology, to help them to make the decision. For us as a Muslim, to reach out to people easier, to improve our relationship. I think 2/3 of the workshop, I'm focusing a lot on how we as a Muslim to improve our own self, to create a value in ourselves. The psychology part, it come in, but that psychology is basically, other than you are looking into talking about the da'wah part, but basically most of it, if not all, you can apply it in your life, in your daily, day-to-day life, to improve your relationship with other people, to improve your relationship with your spouse as well, with your children as well. So when we are using that psychology, basically, I'm not trying to use the sunnah of the Prophet to justify all those techniques. But when you look back into the hadith and the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, you can obviously see that the example was there. That how the Prophet ﷺ, he's giving a different verdict, different fatwa, and how he deal with different individual of the companion, all differently. Maybe people might not name it as psychology during that time. But psychology is obviously not something very new in Islam. Because the Prophet ﷺ, in his practice, he already practiced all this kind of thing. So we don't give pressure to people to apply this, but we're just sharing with you how you can use this and learn this to improve your own relationship and how to help other people to make decisions. We do not lie to people. We do not lie to people. What we do was, we're using a good technique which is beneficial for them. We do not cheat them. We do not fabricate something and make it present to them. Whatever we present, we are using a certain way of approach to tell them this is good for them. Because sometimes you need a different tool to open up a different can. So the same way, different individual would need a different approach. So therefore, the psychology is there. It's good for us to approach people, not only for da'wah purposes alone, but any aspect of life. And then, last but not least, never focus on the numbers of conversion. Never focus on that. That's why throughout my talk, I keep on emphasizing on sharing, convey, not convert, convey, not convert. That's why if you were to ask me now, how many people have we converted throughout the 4 years of we being an organization, I will tell you, I don't know. Because we don't really keep track on how many people. There might be some people who come to our center to become Muslim, not because we do da'wah to them, but because they receive da'wah somewhere else. Our KPI, for your information, our KPI is about how many people do we reach out this year. Because there is something that we can control. We are talking about reach out, then we are talking about how many people have we effectively convey the message of Islam, the basic, which is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Out of this, how many people have we follow up? How many percent? And how out of this percent, the result, like for example, those people who become Muslim out of this follow up, it is not how good we are, it's for us to improve our services later. Because Islam nowadays, we might be good, the Islam is perfect, but the salesman is not good. We have a perfect product, but the way how we sell the product is not good. I'm not putting Islam as a commodity, but sometimes to make an analogy for us to understand easier. That's why I use a lot of marketing terms. Because in terms of branding, compare Islam and Christianity, which religion branding is better? Christianity. When you talk about Islam, it's like negative, which means our brand value is very low. Is it a brand? I mean, in the business sense, I'm not, of course, we are doing business. We are doing business with Allah. In terms of branding, Islam branding is very low. But how can we put it? That's why we say, those of you who study marketing, you will know what is marketing. You will know how to differentiate between marketing and sales. But a lot of people confuse between marketing and sales. They thought marketing and sales are the same. Marketing is about positioning of something. Sales is about getting the sales in. So what we are doing just now, most of it is about marketing, more on focusing on marketing. Marketing never force people to, but you're positioning the product, the brand in such a way that make people desirable. They have the desire to want to own it or want to know more about the product. At the end of the day, they will go to the showroom. They would like to approach the Muslim. Either they want to be a Muslim or not. I cannot force you to take out the money from your pocket to buy the product from me. But the idea is, I will tell you as much as I could that you don't have to give me your money, but you will get something very beneficial for your dunya and for your akhirah. Yeah, sister? Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Yes, brother?
Oh, the other question, one of the, just what you're talking about then, and I've had another question before. I used to think that way too, that, what I'm trying to do is convert people into Islam. But I've realised now that if I love someone, and they're going to be, and they're going to go and where they're walking down a track, and that track there's a pit of fire, and they're going to fall and die. I'm going to stop them. I'm going to do my best to give them whatever way, best method I can to stop them, and that's the reality. The people you love, they're going to hell if they don't become Muslim, as far as we're told in the Quran. So they're going to hell. So if we love them, we're going to try our best, whatever method is best, to stop them from going to hell so that they can go to paradise instead and be with us forever.
Yes.
That's where it's at.
Exactly. I just on top of what I'm sharing, I know it's been an honor for me to be sharing all this with you guys. That if you were to realize the way how we approach things when we come to Dawah, I will not name any religion, but you will realize that there are certain religion, not the religion itself, but the followers of that particular religion, in which they accumulate wealth that they can buy private jet and they can build a castle for themselves. They can travel here and there. But when you look at the one who are talking to you in front, I don't even own a house back in Kuala Lumpur. We are not trying to make money out of Dawah. We are not trying to cheat people their money in order to build our own life for a better life. But what we are doing now, I mean, put it in the perspective. I'm not asking you guys to pity me or what. Is to understand things in perspective is that, do you think it's easy to leave your family for 2 weeks and not meeting your children and your wife? It's never easy. But when you think that you need to do this job, you will just go and do it. If all about money, trust, you know what? I don't have to do Dawah. Before I involved full-time Dawah, 2013, I quit my full-time job. My previous position was senior account manager in a public listed company. In a month, I'm earning 5 figures a month on average. So do I need to do Dawah? Do I need to go to Africa that I might risk my own life? For what? Do I need to pay my own expenses to go to Africa to do Dawah? If it's for money? No. Where do I stay? Do I stay in 5-star hotel, 6-star hotel? No. We are still staying in a normal place that there's a lot of mosquito. Are we traveling by private jet from Kampala to Arwah? No. We are traveling by road. And it's torturing. Do we need to do that? No. If it's really, really for money, trust me, I will not do Dawah. I will not do Dawah. I can just live happily ever after, 9 to 6 job, Monday to Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I have my weekend with my family. Time to time, I can just do something for Islam and that's it. But why do I choose? And not only me alone. Why there are so many people out there, Muslim, who choose to quit their job and do this work? Is it because of money, financial? No. Of course, I do deny. There are some people who do this for the sake of money alone. But they are using Islamic justification for that. I don't deny that. And there's nothing wrong for them to be rich as well. But we do not make money from the poor in order to enrich ourselves. Islam is about taking from ourselves, give to others. Not taking from others to give to ourselves. And that is business. Business sense is that you take from the public and enrich yourself. That's why every single year the company have to announce their profit and loss. How much they have earned to give the dividend to their shareholder. But we don't have. We need to take from ourselves and give to others. That is what we need to do. You see, I'm not praising Islam Australia for the fact that they are organizer, but think about this, brother and sister. Islam Australia is organizing this program for free. You don't have to pay 1 single cent. And then you get the free material. In fact, they can charge you $50 or $100 for this program. But they're doing it for free. Where are they getting money from? Just because of trust in Allah, that they hope that more people will do da'wah, and in the end of the day, they will get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As simple as that. Yes, we need money. I will not lie to you. I'm not staying in a Perth city, in a 5-star hotel. No. I'm just staying at the same area where I'm staying, Belmont. Airbnb. That's it. Not in the luxury, not in the, you guys might think, I have a swimming pool. I don't have swimming pool, I don't have jacuzzi. I told them, that's it. The first thing that I told people is that don't think about money when you want to invite me to do any program. I'm not there to make money. I'm there, I'll just tell you one last thing before I pass to the brother. Who is the brother who wanted to ask the question? Yes. Oh, Hafiz. Okay. I tell you one thing. After this, I will go into Melbourne, and I'm supposed to go to Fiji. I contacted the person there. But I told them, you guys don't have to worry about my accommodation and my flight. I will pay every single thing. I just want to go there and meet you guys and have a meeting and see how we can help you guys and how we can do Dawah together. As simple as that. I'm not asking you to pay for my ticket. I'm not asking you to do that. But they cannot arrange for it. Too bad. Because I thought that from Melbourne, I can just go there. I don't want to waste my time. But unfortunately, they cannot make it happen. And why do I want to go to South America? To Peru and Colombia, two countries that you know is very notorious for their crime. Because it's fun? Because you can watch all the telenovela? No. Because at the end of the day, I don't really plan to go to a Western world, to a Western country, because I believe the Duan over there is doing a good job. What I want to do is that I want to go to a place where there is not many people want to go there. Place like Africa, place like South America, where their Muslim population is so low. I'm not going to do wonders, but I hope a bit of our effort Allah will accept. As simple as that. And is it easy to go to South America from Malaysia? It was more than 20 hours. If you look at my traveling schedule in April alone, just tell you, 10 to 16 April I will be in Hong Kong. I will be back in Malaysia on the 16th, and then on the 18th of April, inshallah, I will be traveling to South America, which means I will be in Malaysia only for 1.5 days. And most probably 3 weeks I will not be meeting my wife, my parents, my children, right? But it's not about money. If you need more money, don't do Dawah. Because money you have to spend. For Dawah, you have to spend money. You have to spend. You remember what I talked about passion? Passion is not what you dream at night. Passion is something that you're willing to let go your sleep in order to fulfill your dream. And you're willing to pay to do what you're passionate about. So this is something that we should have as a Muslim, wherever we are, whoever we are. If you have 10 cents, commit the 10 cents. If you have 10 bucks, commit the 10 bucks. Whatever you can do for Islam. As simple as that. Yes, brother. Last one. No? No. The brother is Ibrahim? No? It's okay. I think. Okay, no worry. So, no other questions, right?
One was a two-thing question before, because there was a question beforehand, but then we come up with that other one. But it was more about the closing, right? Do you feel it's like you ask them what do they want to do, but I find that sometimes it's not so. Sometimes you can tell. Because sometimes you know they don't know that much about Islam, so you can just go straight into. So you want to become a Muslim, so you're interested in. So you're ready now to become a Muslim. Yes. So repeat after me, and then you just go straight into it, rather than asking them if they want to do it themselves or whether you.
The technique that I shared with you guys just now, it is not the only technique.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to make it very clear. Whatever that I have shared throughout these 2 days, it is not the only technique. But it is one of the technique. Whichever technique that you think is good, is effective, by all means, use it. The technique is just a tool to get the job done. To do it. That's it. As simple as that. You don't really need a screwdriver to get the screw out. Sometimes if you get something else to get the screwdriver out, it's still a good tool. As simple as that. And always remember, I make a disclaimer here before I pass the floor to Hafiz. I make a disclaimer here that I will never say that the workshop that I conduct is the best and the best. No. I have made it a point from the beginning until now that there is so many workshops out there, so many duat out there that they are conducting Dawah workshop as well. Learn from everyone. Try every single technique that you think is effective and then apply it as much as you can. I will never say my technique is the best because I still keep on learning. And maybe the next time I come to Perth, you can see that my presentation might be different. Because whenever the more experience I get, I might make some changes in it in order to be more effective. And you guys don't have to spend that amount of time to experience it. I myself will experience it, and I just compress every single thing for every one of you. Okay, Hafiz? So, okay, I would like to pass the floor back to Hafiz. Before I pass to him, I would like to say thank you, Jazakumullah khairan, to all of you for being so attentive, mashallah. I really, really appreciate your attention and your focus. And if anything that you found is very beneficial throughout the workshop, please practice it and share it. Don't have to credit it back to me. You can take all the credit, no problem. But always remember, brother and sister, I want to use the quotations of the Bible. In the Bible it says, whosoever live by the sword, they will die by the sword. I just changed it a bit. Whosoever who live by calling people to La ilaha illallah, inshallah they will die with the kalima of La ilaha illallah. So if you want to die with La ilaha illallah, then always calling people, remind people about La ilaha illallah. May Allah make us steadfast in this path of da'wah, and hopefully we can meet again. If we are never to meet again in this dunya, hopefully Allah will put us together in Jannatul Firdaus. You remember Jannah, you remember me, inshallah. So, Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.